Good morning students. Welcome back to our channel Subhashini at the Tech Guide. Today it's the second day of Python classes. Previously we have discussed about the installation process and the basic knowledge regarding the Python, right? Today we are going to discuss some important programs, that is from the basic level of the program. Next we discuss about some mathematical functions. After that we enter into the control structures. Okay. Meanwhile, you need to learn the more programs and you need to practice the more programs which I will give in the description. If you don't get that programming, please comment. I will revert back you and every program I will explain you. Okay. Now today let us start the class regarding the programming knowledge of Python. So today let us start our class by writing a simple Python program. I am writing a program of subtraction of two numbers. Okay. So let us start the programming. Now take the first variable. Otherwise you can start the programming by using the comment. Comments here we can write by following the hash symbol. So hash finding subtraction of two numbers. Num1 equals to float bracket start and write down input, and within the quotes write down enter the first value or enter one value. Whatever you want to execute, you can write that text. Okay. Now take the another value. So it will accept, because here we are executing on interpreter. At first it will accept one value and take the second value. Second value is like num2 equals to, again same process, float of input, enter another value or input second value, whatever to be within quotes what you write, it will execute it. Okay. So write down enter another value. Now it will take the another value and simple calculation, that is subtraction. So sub equals to num1 minus num2. Now we need to print the value. So now we can write down print within the quotes subtraction of two numbers. See, while writing here, user can write anything, but write it perfectly so that the execution will be perfect. Double quotes close, comma, sub. It will execute the subtraction of two numbers. So here up to now we have written the programs of simple programming. Now let us learn some mathematical functions, that is the mathematical modules, so that we can write many programs using the mathematics also. Up to this level, this is a simple programming. I hope you learned writing the simple programming. Okay. So these are the basic programs. Okay. Now let us learn some mathematical functions and we can write the programming in the mathematical functions also. We have seen a normal programming. Okay, it's a simple programming. Now let us learn some mathematical functions. Before going to these mathematical functions, if you want to use the functions, you need to add the module of math. So here in the Python, the modules can be added like import and the module name. Okay. So at the starting itself, we need to write the import and math, and we can use all the mathematical functions here. So let us see what are the mathematical functions provided by the Python. The first one is the min and max. Minimum is to get the minimum value. Maximum is to get the maximum value. Okay. Suppose here like this, if you write x equals to min of the values, it will get the minimum value here. Y equals to max of the values, you will get the maximum value here. So this is the function we used here. Next function is absolute. Absolute function indicates to give the positive value. Even though the input is negative, it will provide us a positive value. Suppose for example here, ABS minus 7.25 is there. So what will be the output for this? 7.25. Only 7.25. So absolute value returns a positive value for a specific number. Okay. Next is the power function. Power is used to get the power of these values. That is, suppose if it is a power n, then we have to write like power a comma n. Okay. So here we can get the power of 4 comma 3, that is 4 power 3 value is the answer. This is the another function which returns the power of the value. Next function here in the math modules, see example also I am giving here. For the math modules, we have to write the math module. that is import math like this. So Python can build in modules called as the math, which can extend all the mathematical functions. Here in the mathematical functions, not only the functions, we can define even the constants of the module. For example, pi value, exponential values, the predefined and the standard constant values can also be, we can import using the math module. Okay. Now, let us see the example of the square root. If you use the square root, at first, at the starting of the program itself, you have to import math module. Next, x equals to math dot square root of some 64. So, we will get the answer as 8. Okay. Like this, we can use the mathematical functions by using or by importing the module, that is math. Next one is the math ceil and math floor. So math ceil and math floor are give the values, that is rounded value, which is nearest to our integer. Suppose here if you take like math.ceil of 1.4, it returns the value 2 because nearest value. If it is math floor, it returns only the 1. That is no rounded value, but downwards, that is nearest integer, it will return. These are the two another important functions. Pi value. So I said before, by using the modules, even we can import the constants. So math.pi. Directly the pi value is 3.14, right? So automatically the pi value is imported to our program. The important thing is, suppose if you define pi value as float, then you will get 3.14. If you define the pi value as the int, you will get the 3. But as usual, by default, Python will organize the data types by itself. So no problem. So particularly if you give like, if you differentiate like integer and float, you can get the values like this. These are the some mathematical functions. So now let us write one program using mathematical functions. I am taking like square root. I am writing a simple program so that you can understand how can we use the mathematical functions using math module. Okay. At first we need to import math module. So import math. M-A-T-H. Okay. Now take the number, one number. So n equals to float of enter one value. Of course, here we need to write input. So input. Now enter one value. Okay. See, every time I'm taking float, but it's not compulsory that we need to take a float. You can go for int also. Okay. I'm given the number as 9. Now use the function. So s equals to math dot square root of n. We'll get the value and print the s value so that we get the square root value here. So like this, we can write the mathematical function by importing the math module. So square root value equals to yes. Like this, we get the mathematical value. Okay. So using the mathematical functions, but the math module, this is the process. Okay. Now let us start the control structures. In the control structure, the first concept is if statement. Basically, in the Python, we are having different types of if statements. Okay. Generally, if statement is considered into 3 types. That is simple if else, nested if else. In case more than that, we can go for the if else ladder. But in the Python, it is providing many concepts of the if else statement. So let us see the concept with the programming. Now we have used all the basic programming, basic mathematical module programming, right? Now let us enter into the conditional formatting, that is conditional statements. In the conditional statements, here the first conditional statement is if-else statement. Here we can say these are the conditional statements. Even we can define like there are the decision pass statements also. Okay. If-else statements allows us to make the decisions and for the programming for different paths, even for the specific conditions also. Here suppose the condition can be checked once, okay, and if it is true, we can execute the true statement. If it is false, we can execute the false statement. But especially in the Python, there are some defined if-else statements. So let us see the if-else statements. Different types of if-else statements, different modules of the if-else statements also. So Python conditions, the first if-else statement is the conditional statement has to follow. That means Python supports a usual logical conditions. So here we can use the mathematics logical conditions for equals A is equals to B. Here equals indicates the equal symbol, and specially we call it as the equal symbol, specially is called it as a comparison symbol. Okay, so for the comparison of the values we write this one. Not equals to has to be indicated like this: less than or equals to, greater than and greater than or equals to. So what I mean to say is, a conditional statement supports the logical conditions. So using these conditions we can write many conditional statements. Suppose for example, if you take like if else statement, my A equals to 33 and B equals to 200, right? These two has to be compared by using any one of these conditions. Okay, right? So any one of the conditional, that is logical conditions only, we can compare. We can write the condition. That's why we say Python supports a usual logical conditions as a mathematics. Okay. If B is greater than A, we get B is greater than A. That's it. Now let us see the else. So for the else statement, there is another way. If previous conditions is not true, then we need to go and try this condition. Suppose here A equals 33 and B equals 33. Actually, they are the equal. First my condition is B greater than A. Then print B is greater than A. Right? Else, generally, else again you are writing the condition. So if some condition, I want to explain you like a syntax, then we can write some statements. We can pass some statement. If this is true, generally we write like else another statement. Right? But if you want to check with the else and if condition, then instead of else we have to write like ELIF here. Then we can check here one condition and we can check the second condition here. And we can execute the statement. But previously what here is, if some condition, then simply statement. So this can be called as simple if statement also. Because in the simple if statement, we are checking one condition and simply passing one statement. If you want to write else, simply you can write like else follows by colon and print B is not greater than A or B is smaller than A, like that. Okay. So to follow the else and if condition, this is the syntax. If condition, ELIF, that is elif, and either one condition and we can execute the statement. Now next one is only else. So if one condition, then we can execute the statement. If you want to check the condition, go for elif and check the condition, or else you want to stop, you can write the else. So here first is the if and condition. We can write if condition followed by colon and pass some statement, that is nothing but printing some statement. If you want to check the another condition, you can go for else if, that is else, we pronounce else if, but it is ELIF. Okay. And one more condition, we can pass the statement here, and else we can pass simply statement. Like this you can use the else keyword to catch whether the conditions, the predefined, that is the preceding conditions are true or not. We can follow the else statement. Okay. Now the next one is completely only if else statement. If else statement is if B is greater than A, the condition is true, it follows the statement, else you have to follow the statement. This is the another level of if conditions. Now another format of the if statement, that is called as shorthand if statement. That is, we can write if one condition and print the statement like print A is greater than B in a single line. So that's why it is also called as shorthand if statement. So if we have only one statement to execute and you can put the same in a single line, we can write like this also in Python. Okay. Next is shorthand if and else. Okay. So if you have only one statement to execute, so only for if and only for else, you can write the same line. Suppose for example, see, something is there, I am writing a print A. If A greater than B, else print B. Okay. So if you want to write in a single statement, if the condition is true, it has to be written first. Else the condition if false, it has to be written next. So proceeding like this. So these are also shorthand if else statements. Suppose if you have multiple conditions, more, that is, suppose if you have the three conditions but you want to write in a single line, you can write like first if the condition is true, the statement has to be written first. So first statement
next condition, next else, next statement. Again, if you want to write if statement, so if, condition, else, statement. Okay, this can be also written like this. That is, these are called as shorthand if statements. That means if you want to check the condition and you want to execute the statement in a single line, you can follow these two. First is the shorthand if, second one is the shorthand if else statements. Okay, and here by using the conditions, we can go for some logical operators here. So AND is the keyword for the logical operator. First logical operator is the AND. So using this, we can combine two conditions. That is, suppose if this condition is true and this condition should be true. That means both conditions should be true. Then we have to write the statement. In between, you have to write end statement. Okay, like this we can write and we can follow the logical operators. Next logical operator is the OR. You want to use the OR operator. For the AND operator, both conditions has to be true. Then only you will get the true statement. For the OR operator, any one of the condition is true, we can execute the true statement. Okay. So OR is the another keyword of logical operator. Here, if any condition is true, then the statement can be executed. Okay. Next is the NOT operator. NOT is the another logical operator. The thing is what we are using. For the AND operator, you are using the keyword AND. For the OR operator, you are using the keyword OR. And for the NOT operator, you are using the keyword NOT. Okay. No symbols are required here. For the other languages, actually we write the symbols. But in the Python, it provides the keyword AND or NOT for the logical operators. Okay. So NOT means if it is not, then the statement has to be executed. Okay. These are the basic logical operators. Now let us go for the nested if-else statement. The nested if-else statement is you can have the if statement inside the if statement and then we can write the nested if-else statement. Okay. So the example for this, suppose if you write one condition, I will execute the statement and you can check another condition and you can execute the another statement. Else some other statement. Like this, we can go for the nested if-else statements also. One more statement is there which is called as the pass statement. That is, if the statements cannot be empty, that means I'm checking the condition but I don't want to execute any statement by the user. And in case if the statement is wrong, it may get some error. Then you can use the pass statement. That is, if the statement cannot be empty and if you, for some reason, you don't want to execute any statement, that is, if you don't want to pass any statement, you don't want to print any statement, then write the simply pass statement so that to avoid the error. Like this, we can use the pass statements also. So this is also one of the keyword which can pass a statement without executing any statement. These are the basic if statements, that is conditional statements in the Python. Now let us see some programming in this and we can stop this class. In the next class, we can go for the looping statements. And one more conditional statement is there, like switch case here. So we can go further and we can go for the looping statements. Let me explain you the one if statement. That is one example of the if statement.
Now let us write one programming using if-else statements. Okay. So I'm taking one number like number 1. So as usual, we can write here float of input, enter one value. Okay. Like this, you need to take the 3 numbers because I'm writing the program to find biggest number among the 3 numbers. Okay. So we need the second number. So enter second number. Now let us take the third number. Similarly, num3 equals to float of input, enter the third number. Now let us start writing the programming using if. So if num1 is greater than num2. Here, instead of writing directly print the biggest number, I would like to take one variable like largest and store the largest value in that variable. After that, we can print the answer. Okay. So that is the way we are writing here. So num1 greater than or equals to num2 and num1 greater than or equals to num3. Then let us take one variable like largest and store the number into it. So the variable largest equals to here num1. Similarly, now go for the next statement, that is else if. You can use ELIF. So num2 greater than num3, then the largest equals to num2. Okay, we are comparing the second number with the rest of the numbers. Largest equals to num2. Else, now else statement. So else if largest equals to num3. Like this, we can write the biggest number among the three numbers and we need to execute this one. Now print simply largest number. So this is the way how can we find the biggest number among the three numbers, and using if statement, that is else if statement. Okay. Largest. Enough. And we can execute the. Now let us write another programming using if statements. Okay. So to find even number or odd number, I'm writing one programming. So for that, we need to take one number. So I'm initializing, that is I'm accepting one number. So number equals to input, enter one number. So let us start the if statement. If the number is divisible by 2, that is the mod of the number equals to 0, simply I will execute the statement that the given number is even. So print given number is even. Print within the quotations, write down given number is even. Okay, now simply write down the else. Without checking the another condition, directly we can execute the statement like print given number is or. So like this we can execute the if else statements also. This is another example to execute or to implement an if else statement. Now simply debug the program. So before debugging we need to save the program. So save the program, file name.py, and press Ctrl F5, that is Python debugger. So press Ctrl F5. Now observe here, it is asking one number, enter a number. If we give the number there, even number, the execution is the given number is even. Okay, we got it. Now let us execute another time to find out the odd number. So again I am pressing Ctrl plus F5, the debugger. Now we get the odd number.
So this is the class about today. We learned some simple programs. Okay. We have written some simple programs and we entered into mathematical functions, that is the mathematical built-in programs, the models of the mathematical functions. Next, we discussed about one conditional statement, that is if statement, and we executed some programs. Okay, these are the basic structures of our Python programming language. We are entering into deeply for the Python, okay, and learn like this. And I hope you understand everything. In the next section, we can discuss only programs up to the if statement so that you can understand better. Simply execute that programming as I said and as I written. Simply see that and you can execute that programming also so that you can easily execute the Python programming. Okay. This is the class about today. Thank you.
So this is the class about today regarding the Python. Okay. In the next class, we can discuss about the looping structures also. Meanwhile, in between the classes, let me explain the complete interview questions at one day. Okay. So we can discuss the basic knowledge of the Python, which are useful for the interviews. Okay. After that, we can go for the further programming. Meanwhile, you need to learn how to write the programming, and it is very user friendly to compile. So don't worry about that. You need to write the programming in a syntactical order. That's it. Okay. And I hope you learned something from this video. If you learned something from this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.